Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got something that a lot of the WWE 2K25 players have been waiting for, and that's the brand new update that just dropped, Update 1.27. It's live right now across consoles and PC, and honestly, there's quite a bit to talk about even though 2K hasn't released the official patch notes yet. You know how it goes. Every time there's a new update, the community immediately jumps in, starts testing things, looking for hidden changes, and within hours, there's a flood of discoveries, reactions, and theories all over social media. That's exactly what's happening again, and it's pretty exciting if you're into this game as much as I am. So first off, let's talk about the thing that everyone noticed almost instantly, Nikki Bella's update. If you haven't seen it yet, yes, it's real, and it's actually one of the better character updates we've had in a while. Her model has been completely refreshed, new face scan, hair adjustments, smoother skin textures, and her overall look just feels way closer to her real-life appearance. The lighting on her entrance looks sharper, her animations feel cleaner, and the entire presentation feels like something 2K actually put time into, rather than just tweaking numbers behind the scenes. Fans have already started sharing side-by-side comparisons online, and the difference is clear. She doesn't have that stiff, almost plastic look anymore. It's a big W for authenticity. And speaking of entrances, her full entrance has been added back in, which a lot of people missed. It's not just a generic animation anymore, it's her signature one with the exact swagger and attitude that makes Nikki, well, Nikki. The crowd reaction feels more tuned, the lighting setup matches her theme, and it's one of those subtle things that makes you realize 2K still knows how to get the presentation right when they actually focus on it. For players who use her in universe mode or exhibition matches, this is a noticeable upgrade. It's not a brand new superstar or DLC pack, but these updates keep the roster feeling alive. Now, even though the patch notes haven't been officially released yet, the community has been finding a bunch of other small but interesting tweaks. For example, a few people have noticed some new renders popping up. There's talk about a Drew McIntyre 10 version, some new visuals for John Cena's WrestleMania 41 look, and a new render for Brock Lesnar. Now again, none of this has been confirmed officially by 2K yet, but the screenshots and gameplay clips that have surfaced look legit. You know how it goes. These things usually leak through early access versions or people who data mine the files after the patch. And sometimes they're placeholders for future DLC, so this could be 2K laying the groundwork for upcoming content. Another thing a lot of players have mentioned is that performance feels smoother overall. Matches are loading faster, menus are snappier, and that slight lag when entering MyRise or switching through Creation Suite seems to be reduced. Of course, that could be system-specific, but it's something we've seen mentioned consistently across Reddit and the 2K Discord servers. WWE 2K25, as much as I love it, still has moments where it chugs, especially during long universe sessions or large custom match setups, so any performance bump is appreciated. Now, one topic that always comes up with these updates is whether 2K secretly tweaks gameplay without mentioning it. And from what players have tested so far, there might be a few subtle combat adjustments here. Reversal timing feels slightly more responsive, the targeting system seems to snap to the nearest opponent more cleanly in multi-man matches, and even collision detection during some finisher sequences feels improved. It's not like they overhauled the gameplay, but something about the flow just feels smoother. Grapple transitions don't glitch as often, and a few community members have reported that some annoying bugs, like the referee not counting pins in custom arenas, might finally be fixed. That's one of those issues that's been around for months, so if they actually patched it, that's a small but meaningful victory. While we're on bugs, there's also chatter that they've adjusted AI logic again. Opponents are less likely to spam finishers too early or break up tag pins for no reason, and the pacing feels a little more believable. It's small stuff, but you know how important this is for immersion. When you play long universe or GM mode sessions, you notice these things over time. Those small moments that make matches feel more like the WWE product rather than chaotic arcade-style brawls. And since I mentioned GM mode, people have been testing that as well. And so far, it seems like there are a few fixes tucked in there. Some players were reporting booking screen freezes or superstar morale bugs after certain title changes, and now those seem less frequent. Again, we're still waiting on the official list, but if you've played GM mode lately, it might be worth jumping back in and seeing if those little frustrations have improved. As for content speculation, many players believe this update is laying groundwork for the next DLC or event tie-in. We're getting closer to the holiday season, which is typically when 2K starts teasing special packs or new attires connected to recent WWE pay-per-views. WrestleMania 41 updates have already been spotted in textures, so that could hint at something incoming soon. There's also been talk that 2K might add a few legacy superstars as part of the Legends refresh, but that's just community speculation at this point. Still, updates like this usually act as the prep patch before something bigger drops. So keep your eyes open for announcements in the next couple of weeks. Now let's talk about visuals and stability, because this patch definitely seems to clean up some lighting inconsistencies. Arena reflections, especially during entrances, look more balanced, and some of the rough texture pop-ins that used to happen on custom attires seem reduced. I noticed this while testing a few matches in the SmackDown 2025 arena. The shadows look a bit more natural, however, the ring mat doesn't flicker as much when the camera pans, and even the pyro effects seem slightly refined. It's not a huge graphical overhaul, but the polish is noticeable. For PC players, the patch also comes with some file size optimization. The update itself wasn't massive, around 4 to 6 gigabytes, depending on your platform, but that usually means they're replacing a handful of character models, animation files, and possibly adding hidden DLC data. A few people who looked through the files mentioned some new strings referencing future superstar slots, so it looks like there's something being prepped under the hood. 2K's pattern with these updates is usually pretty consistent. They roll out a character refresh, a small set of bug fixes, and then leave behind traces of what's coming next. That's how we've seen DLC packs leak early, multiple times in the past. Now, I want to mention something that's equally important: community feedback. Every time a patch like this drops, people are quick to point out not just what was fixed, but what's still broken. And 2K really needs to pay attention to that. For example, the creation suite, as great as it is, still has some freezing issues during long editing sessions. That hasn't been completely solved yet, even with this update. A few players also noted that when using custom arenas online, they're still experiencing desync issues. So while this patch makes clear progress, there's definitely more work left for future updates. The cool thing, though, is that the WWE 2K25 community is so active that within a day or two, you'll see people uploading comparison clips, mod breakdowns, and testing videos. It's like this collective effort where players piece together the real changelog before 2K even posts it. And it kind of shows how passionate the fan base is. People love this game, and they want it to be the best wrestling simulator it can be. Even the smallest change gets noticed, analyzed, and discussed. If you're wondering whether you should download this update right away or wait, my advice is to go for it. There's nothing game-breaking being reported so far, and it genuinely feels smoother. Even if you could just hop in for a quick match to test Nikki Bella's new model or see if your favorite custom wrestler still works fine, it's worth checking out. The patch seems safe, stable, and beneficial across the board. And it's worth mentioning, for PlayStation and Xbox users, the version might show up as 1.027 instead of 1.27, but that's just a labeling difference. It's the same update across platforms. Once you've installed it, you'll notice the smoother menus, updated visuals, and a few small but meaningful polish improvements throughout the game. At this point, we're in that part of the game cycle where updates like these matter, because they keep the community engaged while we wait for the next big content drop. It's those small updates that remind players that 2K is still listening, even if they don't always communicate perfectly. I think this one, even without official notes, is a step in the right direction. Nikki Bella's upgrade alone shows a renewed focus on superstar quality, and hopefully, this becomes the standard moving forward. If I had to sum up how this update feels, I'd say it's subtle but satisfying. It's not flashy or headline-grabbing, but you can feel the effort in the details. The cleaner animations, the smoother flow, the improved presentation. It's one of those updates that quietly makes the game better without shouting about it.